Hello, 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 hello. Yep.
Yep. Yep. I have one of these. I don't know if it's not quite this large, but I have one of these sitting in my basement that we were donated. Amazon donated to the Cancer Society.
Oh, nice.
Okay, well, I can't
You
do
can use it.
anything with it. Would you like
I
it?
love it. I would love it. Is it hang up?
It's in the box.
I'll take it.
It's probably, the box is.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Absolutely. Whatever it is,
Okay.
I'll take it.
Well, I
Whiteboard-
figured you could use it in like maybe words fill or whatever.
Whiteboards, I have a ton of need for. So
And
yeah,
I might even have a book.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it.
They have been in my basement.
I'll take it. I can take any trash. I'll take it. Only, absolutely.
Where did you say you got the new chairs? These?
I got chairs down, they're not these ones, they're more like the mesh back ones. I got them at Staples, they were $50 a chair. So I got a cheap, yeah, it was cheap, they might still have a sale going on. It was a stumble was yeah.
Your Zoom is good. Here's your mic.
Laura's desk is, it's recorded, I'm going down to start it. I'll use it.
This
You're
is
good.
recording, I'm not turned on, right?
Yeah.
It's on.
Nice. Hello, hello. Is everybody on Zoom world? Could you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Fantastic. All right, guys, welcome. Welcome to Be Better at Business, setting yourself up for success for 2025. We're going to get started here in a moment. Got some people in the room. This is going to be a very loosey-goosey conversation that we're going to have regarding our goals and what we're looking to do for 2025. So I'd like to just start out by asking everybody, what would make this class beneficial for you? What would you like to take out of this and know, in order to help you gain more clarity for 2025? Anybody on Zoom world? I'll get them first. No? Okay, go ahead. Okay. Okay. Well, Dominic said for everybody on Zoom, he said maybe since there are all these changes and there's some clarity around that, maybe just making that a little bit more enhanced at this point. Ro?
Think us is going to be- So what am I doing when?
Okay.
What specific? And then in each area, but not just like working with clients, but as far as investing goes,
Okay.
as far as what are we reading?
Okay.
Things like that.
All right.
Just like little snippets here and there, not just one thing.
All right. Well, that's good because that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So I'm thrilled. How about you, Dee? Is there anything specific you want to go over or just in general?
In general, for me, this year, this past year has been like a huge ball of wax for like many, many different things. And, I got behind because I lost focus on my own business while I was doing these other things too.
Okay.
So, the focus is gonna be a big part of this.
The focus is going to be a big part. I figured we could talk about some things that I've been going over with my personal coach to prepare me for 2025. So we do goal setting a little bit different. And I kind of wanted to share this with you guys because I thought that it was extremely important. And it was beneficial for me as I was doing it. I hope everybody on Zoom, could you guys see the board okay? Just scream out if you could.
Yes, yes. We can see
Yes?
it. Yes.
Yes.
Are they on mute?
Hold on a second. Hold on, team. Colleen's not here, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, now, Kristen, yell out, would you?
We're good. Yep, we can see you.
Okay, now I could hear everybody. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Colleen's not here. We're technically challenged.
Well,
All
that's-
right, so with goals, when I talk to my coach, so we have the tools available. We have the 1-3-5, we have the 4-1-1 that we normally do. What we've been doing is taking it a little bit further and a little bit deeper. So what my coach has me do is I need to come up with 3 to 5 goals that are really important to me that I want to hit in the next 3 months. Okay. So we do this every 3 months. And what this looks like is I submit a goal. So you guys have a goal, whatever that is, financial, personal, you got to get real specific on it. Like I want to do, let's just say, I want to lose 40 pounds by the end of the year. You could take that. That's your goal, right? You have to put a time frame on it. So we typically put goals together. We say by the end of the year, by December 31st to 2025, I'm going to do all this stuff. Well, yeah, that's nice and everything. But what's going to happen is there's going to be 11 months before that where you're just kind of skating along. This is why we do it in 3-month increments. So we look at the time frame. The next biggest thing is how can it be measured? How do I know that I actually hit that goal? Well, with financial, hey, Robert, with financials, it's easy because it's an easy, what's in my bank account. But for, like, let's talk about personal development and growth. That's a tough one. But you got to really be clear on how that you're going to measure that for you, that you know that that's a success and that you're heading towards that goal. The third thing that we look at is the how. How are we going to accomplish these things specifically, like really specifically? It could be 20 things that are going to be level, or you're going to line item them out. This is how I'm going to accomplish this. Robert, we're talking a little bit about goal setting. We normally have the 4-1-1s, the 1-3-5. My coach and I go through this type of goal setting activity every 3 months, just based on, and dive a little bit deeper, like in strategically how we're doing it. So we talk about the how, specifically line item by line item, how we're going to do this. Now, why is this important? That's your fourth question. Why is this important to you? And you better be really clear on why you're going to actually do those things. Now, it could get real selfish. It could be because, use the 40, because I want to look good. I want to feel good. Because I want to be better. I want to be better than everybody. I want to be number one. I want that for you. It could be like that. It could be whatever it is that's getting you going. You need to answer that why. Because if you don't have clarity on the why, you're not going to do the how, and you're not going to do any of that stuff. So we get really deep on that. And if you're not clear, the rest of that goes by the wayside. And I'm going to say this with straight confidence because I sit down with you guys and I do goal setting. And I know that a lot of us sit down and we come up with the same thing every year and the same goals, and we never hit them. I'm not pointing anybody out. I'm not saying nobody. It's just in general, the common theme is, hey, these are my goals. This is what I want to do. I want to do this every year. And then every year at the end of the year, it's like, oh, well, I didn't do that. That's fine. It's not important enough to you. So get real clear on what's important. Does that make sense to everybody? How about people on Zoom?
Absolutely.
Kristen, do you currently goal set in this way?
I don't goal set in that way. I tend to fall short on, I've got lofty aspirations, in the winter about things I'm going to do, and then it sort of falls to the side. So short
Right.
bursts make sense. Doing like 3 months at a time makes sense. It seems more attainable.
The 3 months I find very, very helpful, because what we do is we go into, like, for example, I've already set out January, February, and March goals. So what we'll do is then January comes along, we're talking about January goals, but we're also talking about February and March. If I'm on track to do these things that are important to me, and keep going back to why they are. But like I heard Rosalie saying, I got a lot of stuff coming at me. I got to get a handle on my calendar. This is number one. Before you even get in front of your calendar, you need to know what your goals are, why they're important, and what you're going to do to accomplish those, right? So for me, I'm currently in the process of revamping my entire calendar for myself for 2025. I'm going to have that done by January the 15th. How could it be measured? There's going to be 2 hours of lead generation on my calendar every single day, right? How I'm going to be making calls, follow-up, campaigns, whatever. And why is this important? Well, why it's important is because that's going to help me hit the goals that I set out for the Market Center, for you guys, things that I said I want to be held accountable to in order for my business to grow as well. So what I did is I strategically told my coach, I need some serious accountability around this stuff. I need you to hold my feet to the fire this year coming up. And she said, great, I will absolutely do that. There's no doubt that I'm going to hit my goals because I have people around me that are actually forcing me towards those in a very serious way. So do you have people around you that are forcing you towards yours? Not without a coach. I'm glad you brought that up, Rosalie, because that brings us into setting you guys up for success in 2025. Thanks, Ro. She's just softballing them up for me today in this class. So what we decided, we're putting together some things strategically for next year that we think will be very beneficial for you guys. One of them is going to be our growth committee is going to meet with people twice a month to do accountability and have a community where you guys could go talk about any kind of struggles, challenges that you're having in your business. But it's a little environment for you to have that built-in accountability, and that'll be run by Amy Galligan, Rick Garcia, and Michelle DeLuca. So that's going to be a spot that we're going to come in and help out with some accountability piece for you guys and just create a little community of people working together towards their common goal. How does that sound? Does that sound like something you guys would be interested in on Zoom?
Sure.
Danny Holmes?
Oh,
No.
yes. I'm on my phone. I was trying to figure out how to find the button on my phone. No, I think that's awesome.
It's,
Robin said absolutely.
all right. Well, that sounds good. So Gary Keller tells us your business grows to the extent that you do, right? So in the term of all this business talk, Keller Williams is not about what we do for you. It's about who you become along the way. That's where we get lost a little bit, is that this isn't just a business on how we're doing transactions. This could be a life-changing experience if you just let it happen, right? You're growing, you're around other people that are growing. We're going to talk about some things that maybe you guys might want to pop in here. So personal growth, I made it 3 stars. That would be something that you most certainly are going to want to work on as some kind of goal. My goal is always to read 1 book on personal development every single month. I cannot do that alone. So me and the leadership team read a book every single month together, and every Monday we discuss it, right? So create a community around you. We will be doing book clubs here as well. We're going to be doing the DISC class with Lisa Sanderson, hopefully if she teaches it again, which is fantastic. We're going to talk about goal setting. So besides the financials and all of that stuff, we're going to work with you, like I said, with the growth committee twice a month to do your goal setting and making sure that you're on track. Communication skills. Does everybody feel super solid in their communication skills in terms of the, like, your script, your dialogue? Is anybody a rock star dialogue person?
I've always been a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl, but it gets it done. I could probably use a little structure.
Use a little structure. Well, Kristen, I'm so glad you said that, because I think what we're going to be doing in terms of our calendar is to make your lives a little bit easier. We understand that it's kind of like drinking from a fire hose here with the tons of education that we have. What we're trying to do is streamline our practices for next year in terms of how we're training, when we're training, and making it a little bit more convenient for you. So what we're going to be doing is on our team meeting day, in that morning, we're going to be doing power hours. We're going to be doing them together. We're going to be doing them in this room. So we are going to use that time to lead generate, however it is that you lead generate. Let's talk about the 4 levers of lead generation. What are they? Why do we talk about them? Well, according to Gary, we should have our database as our major lead generation lever, +1, +1, +1, right? So usually your database is going to be the bulk of your lead generation lever. Then you're going to pick the next 1, 2, 3 that get you excited, that are things that you actually want to do, right? So where does your big skill set lie? Is it the phone? It's not for me. It's okay if it's not for you either. But face to face, all day, every day, that's my spot. Circle prospecting, social media, geographic farming, events, ads, campaigns with online advertising, direct mail, strategic relationships, which are vendors, people that are in the industry, plumbers, whatever, lawyers, attorney, divorce attorneys, estate attorney, other charity, volunteering, teaching, network events. So you guys all have strategic or your own set of skill sets here that are things that you're really good at. What you need to do is focus the funnel down. Right now it's a wide net where everybody's trying to do everything that they can to get the most amount of business. I get it. I appreciate it. It's like throwing confetti in the air. If you don't hone in and focus strategically on these items, they're not going to grow out. So how do you want your business to develop? Do you want to be an event planner? Do you want to have big events for your clients? Are you an open house person? Do you want to do that? Do you want to go out in the community and talk to people and door knock? I don't know. That might be your thing. But we're going to be doing power hours here in-house. Then we're going to be doing, that's going to be with me, the ALC, and any other member that wants to be here. We're going to lead Jen here. Because if we can't practice here with each other, then what hope do we have out there? Then we're going to go into team meeting day. Then we're going to go directly after the team meeting. We'll have our lunch. And then we're going to be doing classes on strategic things. Whether it's presentation, your buyer presentation, your listing presentation, whatever it is. We are going to teach that for about 30 minutes and then we're going to workshop it. We are going to have workshops on our calendar every single month where you are going to learn how to do something and then you're going to do it in the room and you're going to leave with it. Because what's happening is we're training, but everybody's going home and we get it, you're not doing. So we want to do it with you here just to make sure that you guys have all the resources you need. You can bounce some stuff off of each other. How does that sound to you guys? So that way it's one solid day a month of heavy training that you could calculate and put right in your calendar, plug it in, and then you know that second Thursday every month, that's my training day, along with the contracts class or whatever else you want to bop into. But that's going to be our main focus is when you get in this room on a Thursday, that's going to be our training. Love it. Love it. Beautiful. Education. Thank you, Kristen Durger, in charge of our education calendar. Just checking to see if anybody's putting anything in there. Yeah, so that's what we're looking to do. Have more accountability, build it in around you, have that second set of, I'm not ready to hire a coach yet. I can't, to absorb that expense. Well, guess what? We have some phenomenal people around us here. There's no reason you need to go outside. So we're going to just streamline this a bit. We're also going to do some strategic events. Throughout the month of April, we're going to do Paint the Town Red. We're going to have open houses every single weekend. We are going to hold as many houses open as we possibly can. We're going to tie it to culture. Maybe we're going to have a fundraiser that we're going to have some kind of what am I looking for? Donations towards some kind of community, like whether it's awesome or whatever, somebody in need. We could do a scavenger hunt where people need to go to a certain amount of homes, sign in. I don't care what it looks like. I'll give them a TV. We'll give a big prize at the end. I want to have as many open house signs out there as we possibly can. Get food trucks, get together with each other and make this a huge event. We're going to run plays from the playbooks, which is something we haven't done previously. We're going to be creating your smart plans, your campaigns for you guys to just plug your database in and just plug and play. If you don't have admins doing that, we're going to make your life easier with being able to utilize the campaign function. I'm also going to show you guys some stuff in Command. Is there anything that you guys specifically would like to see? And just yell it out if you're on Zoom so we could all hear you. As we're putting our training together, is there things that you guys need that you're not getting or that you'd like to see in this upcoming year?
Yeah, the more people tell me, the more I can prep, which is very helpful.
The more you could prep, Kristen?
Yeah, I need to know, like if somebody's missing something, I really want to know, so I can see where that we can incorporate that with some of the existing training. You know, we want attendance. We want people to get as much as we possibly can this year out of what we're offering. But
I know for myself, I really need to get better with smart, like really effective smart plans.
smart plans, okay,
Okay,
okay.
Someone had said another class that they want to work, I guess it's smart plans, and campaigns. And maybe Google to, I think it's Google,
okay,
to generate, I guess, our presence
okay,
so that, we're drawing the people to us.
yes. Okay, so
I
like
don't know-
Google
I don't know
Analytics?
what that's called, yes.
Okay, Google Ads, Google Analytics, that's a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, absolutely. So Kristen, let's make a note of that, because what
Yep.
we're gonna wanna do is have for our social media, we're gonna have an instructor that's super strong on social media, doing ads and campaigns and online advertising. Let's have them do a half-hour session, and then let's workshop it immediately right after, okay? Like we come to the realization that we know that this might be scary for you guys. That you guys may not want to lead generate in the room, that you, as soon as somebody hears that you need to role play, they leave the room. That's what happens in coaching a lot, where we have these workshops and then people come and it's time to present and they don't do it. You guys are gonna present, we're gonna present. I'm gonna be in here doing stuff too. I'm gonna learn with you, right along with you. So don't be embarrassed, don't be afraid. This is a safe space for all of us to conduct our business, okay? So events, we're bringing somebody that does high-level events once or twice a year. And we'll have them explain to you how to do that. And then we'll workshop whatever that looks like, okay? So we're gonna get more into teaching the play of the playbook from the playbooks that we have from the MREA, and making sure that we're actually honing our skills to whatever lead gen lever it is that you guys work towards the most, okay? So I don't care what it is, it's always database plus whatever. So if we got to make sure your database is super solid first, so if that isn't super solid, now's the time to take and do that and make sure you're cleaning that thing up.
Maybe we can share.
Can I throw something in about database?
Yes, Kristen.
As far as database, you know, that's been my primary focus. I don't really have a lot of other levers. But right now is the time to touch base with everyone. I've gotten a lot of return cards from the Christmas. It's anybody who you've done business with now. Now's the time to reach out and say, how are you liking your new home? Or I'm so glad the move went well. Here's a copy of your settlement statement. Like there's so many things to touch on in the new year. And also just to clean it. You know, if you haven't talked to somebody in a while, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You know, it's been forever. How are things going? Like just simple things like that is lead gen.
Absolutely. Anybody that closed the past year, maybe you want to make sure they have their settlement sheet because tax time's coming up. So that could be your lead gen. That could be part of your lead gen is touching that database. I'm sorry, Rosalie, I'm coming to you. You were talking.
That's okay. DTD2, which gives you the actual letters
Mhm.
for the week. And that gets you like within the first quarter, you'll have gone through your whole alphabet.
The whole alphabet one time you learned that in bold, right? Or that was a never ending referrals. Kristen does the biggest business with referrals too. I used to as well. I know a lot of people in this room deal with personal referrals. That could be a huge lead generation lever if you're treating it correctly. Are you, I don't know, when somebody sends you a referral, are you sending them a thank you card? It's okay if you don't. I had a stack of $5 Dunkin' Donuts gift cards that I just threw in every time somebody sent me a referral, you know, agent to agent or whatever, and just say, thank you so much for thinking of me. I absolutely take care of your referral. Go have a cup of coffee on me. you know, if you want to develop a business of referrals, you better be treating these referral partners as true partners and treat them like the clients, like you would solicit your database. Hopefully they're in your database and you're marketing to them as well. So they're seeing what you're doing. So in terms of any of this, this is stuff that we're going to be working through this whole next year. So I hope you guys take this journey with us because I'm excited about it. I know the ALC is excited about it. And I just wanted to share a couple of things with you, give you a little bit of tips and tricks. What's a smart plan? Hi, Elaine. Guess what? We're going to show you right now. It's almost like they're teeing me up today. I can't believe it. All right, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to screen share just some stuff with you that I think might be super helpful. Is that okay?
Of course.
Thank you. Share. Let's pick this one. Okie dokie. So what I decided to do is I wanted to pull up Command so you guys could see exactly what we've got right now. As you're hanging around to the holidays, nursing some eggnog, maybe you want to get in here and take a peek at what you've got currently and what maybe could use some revamping in this upcoming year. So once you go into Command, you could go over on the left-hand side and you go into the Designs area, okay? I'm going to go to Create a Design. I'm going to go to Print, and I'm going to go to Next. So when you hear, I need a listing presentation. Well, right over here on the left-hand side, let's go to Listings. Let me go to Listing Presentation. Here's listing presentation templates for you to use right here. Okay, let's just grab this one, take a peek at it. So listing presentation, let me get this stuff out of my way. Get that. Literally, it has instructions in here. Look at how nice this is. You just put your client's name. Did you guys see all these before? Yeah, you guys did in the room. Some people on Zoom didn't, but look at, you can put your client's name on there, make it very personalized, pictures of their property. You're talking about, you know, your home is 10% larger than the average property sold. It literally gives you this beautiful presentation that you could just plug and play right in here. Market stats, neighborhood stats, the proof is in your numbers. You could, if you're new, you could always use our office's numbers, and that you'll find on our email that comes out from the team meeting. You'll have all those numbers you could plug in here. But for example, these are some things that are just easy peasy for you to get in here and start, you know, playing around with. If you wanted to go over here, let me just get back out of here. So there's an example of a listing presentation. We could go to, see, this is all screwy here. Go back into templates. You could go over to buyers. There's buyer presentations. There's neighborhood snap. So neighborhood snapshots. Are we doing this? Are we sending these to people that live in communities that we're soliciting?
Where did you get this?
You could pull the stats from the MLS. You could, if you're doing a neighborhood, let's say you were doing Barton Glen, because this is Barton Hills. Let's say you're doing Barton Glen, you could just select that area in the MLS and then pull the analytics. So you could see what the average price point was, what the median sale price was, how many homes are on the market, how many days on the market. So you could really target it very specifically. And you could run that like a quick CMA or whatever in the MLS. It'll give you those numbers. Robert probably has an easier way to do it.
Log into the MLS homepage. Yeah.
So when you log on to the MLS, I'm just going to back up. The landing page for the MLS has a bunch of links there. You can get to CRS directly or whatever. Market stats is one of the links that you'll find there. If you click on it, you'll have like default numbers for everything that's in the MLS. If you want to zero it down, you could just do Monroe County, or you could do a subdivision or a zip code. You can filter it pretty rapidly. And then right in front of you, you have all the numbers for whatever it is you want. Average days on the market, average sales price, on and on. I'd be happy to walk anybody through that if they're not familiar with it. That's where you can find it.
I think, thank you, Robert, because I didn't know. I think that this would be a beautiful piece for, to market a listing. If I have a seller, I mean, wouldn't this be nice to send out to potential buyers for a property that I have to showcase my property here and then talk about, you know, what the median price range is and all this stuff, and then sell the lifestyle. I've been talking about it since the beginning. We're selling lifestyles here. I just went into MLS yesterday. I haven't been in there, and I'm just going to be transparent, probably in a couple weeks, because I don't physically need to be in there every day like I used to be. I went in there, I was flabbergasted at what I've seen online. I know Kristen has a WTF file that she uses.
It's my favorite.
It's your favorite where you save these listings. I couldn't believe the descriptions I was reading for some of these properties. A $600,000 house, somebody put on the market and wants to say 4 beds, 3 baths, great location. There was 3 sentences. I couldn't believe that anybody would have this listed. In the time I was on the MLS, I was there for about 30 minutes. I did about 3 error reports for things that were listed incorrectly, things that were listed as multifamilies that were actually single family residential, that were sitting on the market for 90 plus days. I wonder why, because they're not even listed correctly. They're not even in the right part of the MLS. We don't do that here, but we got to highlight what we actually do. So that's the point of grabbing some of these things, elevating your business to a higher level with this branding that I think looks super sleek. I mean, I would be impressed if somebody showed up to a buyer presentation and gave me your guide to home ownership. Wow, I've bought multiple homes in my life. Nobody's ever given me this. How easy would this be if you guys are working with a new buyer and you're able to just fill in the blanks here and shoot this out via email? I mean, it's going the extra step. If you're collecting checks for 10K, you better be worth it. So your guide to homeownership, this is amazing. This is right here for you. Look at client name, maybe a picture of a house. And you're probably thinking, when the heck do I have time to do all this? Well, I don't know. You could maybe look at your calendar. Let's try that. So that's the point I'm getting at. If you don't have these things, like you can't take an hour out of your week that's on your calendar to work on your business. Why are you in business? This is the fun stuff, I think. You're prepping, you're branding yourself. You're making sure that when someone calls you, I am ready. I have all the materials that I need. I'm ready to rock. Take all this information and funnel it down to like 2 or 3 things that you actually want to do. I know it's a lot. So grab a couple that you really like and just like hone those in. That could be easy. You could make that a goal. by the end of March, I want to have my buyer presentation, my seller listing presentation. I want to have my just listed, just sold, neighborhood nurture postcards together. That's my goal. I want to make sure that my marketing's on target. I want it done by March, the end of March for the spring market. How could it be measured? Because I'm going to tangibly, physically see these things completed, and someone's going to hold me accountable to it. How am I going to do it? Well, I'm going to time block out in my calendar 1 hour every single week to work on that, because that gives me 3 months to make sure that I'm solid for the spring market. Why is this important to me? Well, I don't know. I have pretty lofty goals. I want to sell 20 homes this year. I can't do that unless I outshine the competition. So I want to walk in, I want to secure my listing, I want it to be streamlined, I want it to be fast. Now is when I'm fixing all of my back end stuff that's broken and making sure that I'm coming into this market hot. That's what I would be doing if I was in business. You guys are lucky I'm not. No. I think about it daily. No, I'm just kidding. But look at a sound decision. This to me gives me that more personalized touch than just, hey, here's a list of 5 homes we're going to see. I'll meet you at my office and then let's go. Sign this buyer agency agreement. Let's rock, right? How cool would this be if you showcase this to a seller and said, this is what I provide to buyers that are interested in your home? I would be impressed, because I really don't know what agents do if they have a buyer. Nobody's ever told me in the homes I listed. How are you going to follow up? What is that going to look like if somebody contacts you? You're representing me and my property. So does somebody call you and you say, oh, okay, great. Do you have a pre-approval? You pre-approve, you're working with an agent? Or are you really taking your time to say, hey, your needs come first? What is it that you're looking for? I'm going to show up as a professional. I'm going to provide you with this information. You guys find this helpful on Zoom?
Absolutely.
Kind of like Canva. All right, good. I do. It's just, it's hard to do this because nobody's talking, you know? So I don't, you know, I like participation.
Don't want to interrupt your flow.
Thank you, though. I appreciate that. This build your preference profile. Hey, what is your favorite way to receive information or updates? How do you want to be communicated with? What's the best time to reach you? As updates arise, how often do you prefer to be notified? Why is this important to the agents that are on Zoom? Why is this important? These are questions we don't ask. Why are these important?
It's important because nobody else does, honestly.
How could I measure my success, and how you determine if this is a success for you, that you've picked the right partner in this transaction to help you sell the property or purchase a property, if I don't know how you want to be communicated with? That right there, maybe some people say, hey, I only need to hear from you once a week. Okay, then you'll hear from me how is Monday mornings? I could touch base with you every Monday morning. I'm running a business. These are my clients. Somebody may not want to hear from me 5 times a week, right? They may have kids. They may not want me to bother them after between 5 and 7. To me, it's those little things that matter, because I've been a client of people, whether it's real estate or not. But if I'm telling you, hey, I'm not available between 3 and 5 every day, and every time you call me at 3:30, guess what you're doing? You're wearing away at that trust that I have with you. And that's the most important thing in a transaction. I trust that you have my best interests at heart. If you can't communicate with me the way I want to be communicated with, it's going to die right there. You lose the trust automatically. I become like, well, if you can't do this, how can I trust that you're going to do anything else? But you need to know first, what's the best way to reach you? Some people don't even look at their email. They want a text message. They don't want you to call them. Hey, shoot me a quick text. Great. But I'm asking these questions because it's a human being on the other side. Your home wish list. Who will be living in this home? Let's list the adults, children, and pets. What are the non-negotiables? If you didn't name your top 5 non-negotiables, what would they be? Beyond your top 5 needs, what is something you really want? Do you have a preference for the year the house was built? Do you want a house in move-in condition, or you're willing to do some work on it? When people visit your home, what do you want it to say about you? I know we're not asking that one. What type of home are you looking for? Single family? Approximately what square footage? How many stories do you prefer? Okay, just keep going on. This is the wish list. Your neighborhood preferences. So literally this is plug and play. Map your move. Neighborhood insights. You could grab a couple neighborhoods if they're on the fence between, you know, Country Club of the Poconos, Lake Naomi, Buck Hill, wherever. Put it in there. I would love it. I would feel like I was so heard and that the person was so on my team and on my, like, had my best interest at heart if they asked me those questions. Usually it's like, okay, great. Your price point, where you want to be in Bartonsville, fantastic, great. I'll send you the houses that are available. That's it. Do we talk about home buying, how buying a home works? Partner with your agent, get your pre-approval, find your home, make your offer, and negotiate the terms. Choose a title company, shop for home insurance, prepare for a down payment, earnest money, you know, choose a targeted closing date. These are like step-by-steps. Now I know that I'm really beating a dead horse here, but I just want you to know that these things are all here for you.
Some of those are good for social media posts.
Some of them are great for social media posts. So you can go back to templates. I chose to do the print ones, but you could do, where am I? What am I doing? Hold on, everybody. I want to go to the home. This is just really screwing me around here. Excuse me.
I know where you want to be.
You know where I want to be. It's not letting me there. It just keeps bringing me back to this thing. Yes, Robert. And that's my Google K. All right, so let's do this. Let's just go, let's go out. Let's get out of this. My projects. Start from blank. No, that's not what you want to do. Listen, I'm boogering this up. It is super easy if you just get to the right spot. All right, well, in any event, when I went to print, there was options to choose for virtual. You could do online post, print, or email. So there's different ways for you to actually pull up this information and be able to send it out. So that's what I'm sharing with you guys for the day. What I'm saying is I'm going to stop sharing here. Do that. Stop share. There we go. What I'm saying is nothing is impossible for you guys to accomplish if you actually get really strategic with your time. And that's the most important thing for you to take out of this entire class or this talk that we're having here. Is that we're revamping our entire training calendar. I'm revamping my entire calendar on how it looks for the upcoming week based on productivity-based activities calendar. Is that's a It's redundant, but you know what I'm saying. I had to go in there and really craft it and be real with myself on what I actually am going to do, what I know I'm going to do, and give myself the time and breaks in between. As you know, some of you have seen my calendar. Everything has a 15-minute break in between. I don't go from one thing to another thing to another thing to another thing. I take a beat and I need to walk around. I need to get my head right. I set myself up for success to be able to show up at 100% to all these things instead of, oh, I'm running, I'm busy, I'm running, I'm burnout, I'm running. And that happens, and it happens during the spring market. It happens during the summer market. It happens when we're broke and we're trying to hurry up and hustle, right?
What's your tomato system?
My tomato system. Oh yeah, the tomato system. It's high intensity work intervals. So it's high Y. So high intensity work intervals is something that I do. I have a little tomato timer on my desk. So there, actually Mark Willis, the president and CEO of Keller Williams, wrote a book on this, and it's called the Pomodoro Technique. So the Pomodoro technique is I will set a timer for 15 minutes and I will turn everything else off. I will turn my phone over, and I will hyper focus on whatever activity that is I'm going to do for those 15 minutes. Now, most things that we put in our calendar, we time block out for an hour. They never take an hour. They never do. So what I do is I go back into my calendar and then I put how long that activity actually took me to do. So let's say I time blocked out whatever it was I'm going to do. Let's say my new calendar, my new calendar for 2025, my personal one. I think that that's going to take me at least 2 hours to accomplish. So I'm going to sit down. I'll do Pomodoro for 30 minutes. Then I'll take a beat, see how far I got, take a break, do another Pomodoro for another 30 minutes if I'm not done yet. Then I'll go back in my calendar and I'll say, you know what, that only took me an hour to do. It didn't take me 2. So I'm going to make a note in my Google Calendar that that activity only takes me 1 hour. Maybe it's only 45 minutes. See, what we think is we look at all this stuff and we say, oh, I don't have the time to do any of this. I guarantee that you do. You have 1 hour a week to plug in and just have it consistent. Consistency is the key with every now that we're coming into January, consistency is the key, and you can start it up right now. Every Monday, this is what it looks like. Every Monday, this is what it looks like. Every Monday, this is what it looks like. But Mr. Buyer, I'm sorry I can't meet with you on the second Thursday. That is my training day. But I can meet with you on Friday. Because the things that are important to me are going to be in my calendar that are going to help me hit my goal. But you can't put them in your calendar yet until you know what the time frame is that you're going to complete these things. You need to know how you're going to do them. And you need to know why. Because I'm going to tell you, you're going to see it in your calendar and you're going to skip right over it and you're going to say, yep, sure thing, Johnny. I could take you to the zoo because it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter because you don't have somebody holding you accountable and holding your feet to the fire. So we're going to provide that for you. You're not may or may not like it. But at the end of the year, I guarantee that if you do these things, you are going to hit all your goals. It's just you need to get really strategic with it. We are business people. We are not on-call Uber driver delivery services. You don't just order us up to go and run around and do what you like, things that aren't in my calendar. Maybe Tuesday's my day that are for buyers. Thursdays, I'll do my listing appointments. Don't tell me it can't be done. I was a realtor. I still am. Knowing what I know now, if I go back into real estate, my life would look a hell of a lot different than it did when I was in production for 13 years. I say it all the time. I feel like I have such clarity now on how this should have looked for me instead of just the go, go, go. And that's why I'm so passionate about telling you guys, like, don't do what I did. Let's do this instead. Because All right, is there any other questions online? I'm gonna let us out of here. I appreciate anybody that hopped in here. I know we're in a holiday week. Everybody's in holiday mode.
Appreciate the class.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Kristen. I appreciate you guys taking your time. I hope you gained something valuable out of it. If nothing else, please just get clear on your calendar. All right. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks,
Happy New
Karen.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Thank you.